Hiya guys, hello and welcome to Inceptor Gaming. If you're new to my channel, click like, give me a subscribe, put any comments about the sort of games you like to play or any suggestions for me to look into. Also guys, I would be greatly appreciative if you could click the donate link or the buy me a coffee link. Just helps me out, helps keep my channel going, pays the bills, keeps the lights on, that sort of thing. That'd be appreciated. Okay then guys, today I'm continuing a review of Uboat. This is version B129, which came out quite recently. I'd be interested to see what has changed since B128. Okay then, so here we are. We have our normal beginning screen, so I'm going to do a new game. Okay, so we can select our different U-boats here. So U-96 starts right at the beginning of the war. Well, no, sorry, not the beginning of the war, 1941. The war started in 1939. So I don't know why this game is set to start in 1941. I do believe it should be set to start in 1939, if I'm being completely honest. But hey, that is not my decision to make. So I say, yeah, we've got the different U-boats here. You start later in the war, the further down the list you go, and obviously the difficulty at that point in the war gets harder as the time goes on, which makes sense. I do like this screen. This is new to me, so you can very basic, medium or hard setting, basically what you can go for. So I do like quite realistic, but then I'm not particularly amazing at this game yet as well, so I'll probably choose the balanced setting, I think, on this. And how involved do you want crew management? Okay, so it's good that you can adjust crew management as well. That is also new in B129, so I do like that aspect. Again, you know, I think I'll go with the middle level on this. Okay, so advanced settings. So realism currently 50%. I'm going to increase that a little bit because I do want a bit of a challenge. So realistic travel system, high detection hint, and oh no, not basic. I want torpedoes to be realistic. Okay, so 65% realism. We'll give that a go. Why not? Okay, so I can still customize my character. To be honest, I'm not going to change him too much. You know, I played the game a couple of times, just kind of seen this screen a few times now. No real need to mess around with it more than necessary, really. Change name, put in my my gamer name, Borky. Okay, so the loading screens, I'm afraid, are still quite long, I'm afraid. Yeah, they haven't sorted out their loading times, unfortunately. Right, okay, the game will get there eventually, I think. Yep, loading times are still a serious problem in this game, which is unfortunate. Finally, okay, game is loading. Okay, so yep, we'll start off the same position as we do on the earlier versions. There's the external view of our U-boat. Details on most of this game do look very, very good. One area is not so good, but I'm going to point that out. Okay, so I'm going to check out the crew files, because that was a major bone of contention during my last review, which was B128. Okay, that's interesting. So he's saying after the RAF bombed Wilhelmshaven, basically as though he's a victim. Well, I'm sorry, but you know, you guys, the Germans, started the war in 1939. Great Britain, the UK, we responded, and well, basically we declared war on you 3 days after you started the war in Poland, basically. So anyway, moving on. So this guy's born in Munich. So I'm just reading through the details here. I don't know what a smudger is, but anyway, okay. So but he went into the submarine service, that's fine. Okay, volunteered for the Kriegsmarine. Excellent. Okay. Now, in the previous B128, Kriegsmarine wasn't mentioned. Army was mentioned all over the place, even though none of these guys were in the army. But that was mentioned everywhere. But that's definitely an improvement. Let's really see what this guy says. Just reading through his listing here. Okay, yeah, all right. So look at this then. They have made some changes to the text, which is good, because that was a real pain before. So they've changed things to say Kriegsmarine, which is basically obviously the German Navy, and also they've included the word military as well, instead of plastering the word army for everything, which was totally incorrect. Okay, so I've got radio operator options there. Okay, he won't be at his station at this point because we're still in harbour. We haven't left. We're still going to take on supplies and do things in the port. So same thing. Captain is at the user dose station, detecting friendly targets, and obviously the port. There's no reason for any of the crew to be at their normal stations at this point in time, because you know they're not going anywhere. But anyway, let's check out the available missions.
Dies sind die heutigen Aufträge vom BDU. Streng geheim.
Okay, this is a new screen. I like the look of this. The Black Pits. So I basically need to sink 50,000 gross tons of merchant shipping. Okay, if I continue that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, now I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so I've got some more offensive operations. The southern routes. Okay. Oh, Scapa Flow. I do like the idea of taking on Scapa Flow, to be honest, because obviously that is a very historically accurate mission. It did happen, and it taught the Royal Navy a big lesson, that Scapa wasn't well enough protected. Okay, so I see. So yeah, we've got a mission selected on the left hand side, and then the rewards for those missions on the right hand side. Okay, so yeah, that's quite nice. That looks quite good. I do like that. Okay, and it gives you the difficulty of the patrols of 1, 2, or 3. Okay, I'm guessing Scapa's going to be down is quite hard, because obviously it's at the top of, it's up above Scotland there. So okay, so I've got to go into sneak into Scapa Flow, sink a major ship, and then get back out and try and remain undetected for the whole thing, which is good. So just checking through the stores here. Okay, so I'm going to top up the fuel. I don't get why the boat didn't have maximum fuel. I mean, it's a nice touch that you can adjust it and add fuel, etc., but you'd already have the maximum on board. You're going on a long patrol. Ammunition, okay. Let's look at the torpedoes. Okay, so I've got space for an additional torpedo. So I'm going to put a Type 2 in the vacant slot. Okay, Kar 98K rifles, and they are 7,500 per rifle. Right, that's rubbish. Okay, you know, an ordinary infantryman's rifle, which a Kar 98 was, would not have cost thousands of pounds in World War II. Even today, standard infantry rifles cost maybe a few hundred per rifle, not thousands. That's ridiculous. Also, as well, another thing I've noticed: you're on a submarine, and yes, all submarines of any nation would have had a small arms locker on board. So, you know, pistols, maybe some submachine guns. So in this case, it's Germany, World War II. So maybe some MP38s or MP40s. You would not have a full-length combat rifle on a submarine, because you cannot maneuver a rifle effectively around a U-boat or any small vessel. You just can't. So that's completely rubbish. You wouldn't be able to maneuver the rifle around the boat like that. So you'd have pistols, and maybe some machine guns would be your weapon of choice for a submarine. So that's completely false. Okay, so I've got all the so I've got my targets set. I can even select my targets if I want, and yeah, engage them, but I'm not going to. So stepping away from the USO station, I'm the skipper obviously. I'm going to have a look around the boat. So let's just check if there's any improvements, because there's something on the boat here I'm going to check, which is basically previously you could only walk down one side of the conning tower. So look around, so you can walk down the back of the boat, that's fine. Details of this on the top of the boat, the deck looks pretty good. Let's try down the left hand side, and no, look at that, we are stuck. We are stuck, we cannot walk down the left hand side of the boat. I don't know why that is. That's always been the way since the very first incarnation. Yep. So, you know, the guys in the dev team need to sort that one out. I mean, why after all this time, over 2 years, it's still not possible to walk down the other side of the conning tower? That's ridiculous, I'm sorry. 2 years, more like 2.5 years, yeah. Because April, where are we now, 2021, yeah. April 2009 it came out. Okay, so that's the, basically the attack station for, you know, for looking at your torpedoes and your solutions and so on. Again, we're in port, we've not left. The guy has no reason to be sat there. So continuing the walk around the boat. Okay, so there's our pumps. Let's go down to the front section, down to the bow. Okay, so there's obviously the captain's bunk. There's a little privacy curtain. Close the hatcher. I believe the hatches would have also turned clockwise when it closed as well to lock in, but anyway, not to worry. So we've got our stations, we've got some crew quarters. Okay, bow torpedo room. Lots of crew resting, chilling out, and one guy greasing the torpedo, or whatever that is he's doing at the moment. Okay, so we have a toilet there. That's a storage locker. So a couple of rebreathing apparatus, some coffee, and a singular German helmet. Right, okay. Let's go through the next section, back to the control room. Let's go and click the navigation station. Okay, I thought the nav station might have brought up a full map, but it didn't. Okay, not to worry. So there's the gyro compass. Let's go through to the rear section now. Okay, some more crew quarters here. So there's another toilet. Okay, and there's the main storage room. Okay, with our main stores in, and there's our little galley there. Tiny little cooker with our chef. Okay, so here we have the diesel engine rooms, and there's the air compressor. Sorry, not air compressor, ventilation system. Sorry. Okay, walking through the engine room, and then we have our electric engines on either side. Okay, well, there's our little workshop with our tools, diesel compressor, electric compressor. Oh, actually, hold on. Excellent. Okay, so the tube 5 there came up as a torpedo tube. So I'm guessing as well they've changed the labels for the barrel torpedo tubes, because originally in B128 all the tubes were incorrectly designated as launchers. So fair play. The devs have definitely tried to sort out the some of the English there, so that's good. So I'm just going to skip forward now while our stores are being filled on the boat. I guess we better go and plot our direction to Scapa Flow.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Okay, that was interesting. So I've clicked on my destination being Scapa, and all the way down past the coast of France and so on, we've got this lovely little route planned out very nicely, you know, going around the land and everything. Yeah, it all makes perfect sense for most of it. So we've gone up past Wales, past Northern Ireland, and now scored in here into Scotland, and we seem to have to cut right through the mainland of Scotland to get to Scapa Flow, which is a complete impossibility. That can't be done, I'm sorry, you know. So I'm going to have to reroute myself here. So clearly there's still some issues in the game, you know, because you can't go through the middle of a country, not through the land, you know, on a U-boat. It's not going to happen. I see also as well, I've clicked to start the engines. Captain still says, incorrectly says, schneller, schneller. Again, totally incorrect command. Okay, now just I paused here deliberately to show you the difference between the in-game U-boat aft section and what it really looks like. See, there we go. That is what a Type 7 U-boat looks like on the right-hand side. Look how different it is on the left-hand side. Okay, so I'm sorry, but developers have made an absolutely naff job of the stern section of the U-boat. The rest of the U-boat looks awesome. It looks brilliant, you know. But the where the rear tube is, totally wrong. Looks totally rubbish. I'm sorry, it just does. Okay, so we're going to do our time compression here. Now we're close to land, but we're not pointing towards land. So even though that's the case, we're still limited to the maximum time compression speed we can have, which is unfortunate. I mean, I can understand if my boat is in imminent danger and so on, but we're not. We're just, you know, passing here close to land, passing other vessels. We're not in any danger. We're not going to collide with anything. And also the detections and everything deactivate the time compression, so that's quite frustrating because I'm going to have to keep clicking time compression quite a lot here just to get the game moving, basically. Also, again, you know, our crew are just like, two of our crew, they're just kind of sleeping. So one guy is like unloading a torpedo tube, reloading tube, and then going to sleep. What's that all about? Does you know, opening and closing a tube or two, does that make him tired, really? How many hours is he spending opening and closing every single tube on the boat? And time compression of 140, which is the max I can use at the moment, really isn't fast enough. And it's annoying when your time compression drops out, just because, you know, there's a detection of a friendly vessel. Really, you don't need it to, you don't need it for detection of friendly vessels. The ticking clock does make quite a nice soothing sound, to be fair, but okay, now we can increase our tongue compression to 6,500. Good. Let's keep moving. That's better. I might finally get up to Scapa Flow today. Brilliant. Let's go. Just adding some crew members to our officers there, because adding crew to your officers also aids the officers' performance in their particular job or function. So look at some of the other options at the top there. Okay, aircraft spotted. This could be dangerous. Okay, I'm going to have to I'm going to do a crash dive on this one, I think.
Alarm! Alarm tauchen!
Okay, so I've hit the alarm, crash dive. My captain's clearly shouted the alarm, crash dive.
Schneller, schneller!
Yeah, but all of my officers bar one are sleeping or resting. They wouldn't be. I mean, come on. This is an emergency situation. Captain shouted alarm, alarm. You know, things need to happen. The boat is in danger. The crew is in danger. And here we go. I've got 5 officers resting. Guys, please sort that one out, okay? In an emergency situation, not one single crew on any ship, be it a submarine, a surface ship, or any vessel, is asleep. Everyone is up, awake, either doing something or ready to do something. Nobody is chilling out, sleeping, or resting during an emergency type situation. You know, we're about to be attacked by an enemy aircraft. Nobody, not one person, will be asleep right now. Everybody will be up, about, you know, at a station or in a position ready to do some form of action immediately. Okay, going to change my depth to periscope depth because I do not want to run my submarine into the bottom of the sea, into the seabed. Just going to do a quick save as well. Oops. I just realised I hit cancel there. I didn't save. I thought I had. Oh dear. No, that's going well. So it's very dark down here, and some of the fish are luminescent, which looks quite nice. Cool, that's quite impressive. Okay, so fair enough, the aircraft has obviously dropped some bombs or depth charges. Too far away, which is good. But I quite like the way that lit up quite bright like that. It was quite impressive. Just going to come up to a shallower depth now. I think the aircraft's gone, and also as well, it's probably dropped its entire bomb load. Just going to make sure the aircraft is gone before I try and continue my run back on the surface. I better decrease my speed because I'm running on electric engines, electric motors even. Just checking out some of the menu options. Okay, yes, that brings up the options for your missions, right? I'm heading to Scapa, yes.
20 meter.
Something's been detected, okay. Let's do a bit of time compression now. It's dropped out already. Okay. Battery charge 96%. That's plenty. I got spotted. I'm submerged. I can't send that. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to try and surface the boat and run on diesels. Again, you know, the captain there shouted the order. Basically surface, and but he's still resting. You know, developers have really got a lot to work out with this game by the looks of things. Especially how terrible the aft section of the boat looks under the water. You know.
Wechseln auf Dieselmotor.
Okay, so there's my aircraft spotted message sent. Okay, so maximum compression now, brilliant. Okay, I need to recharge my compressed air by looks of things. Better send an officer back there. But again, for some of these operations, like, you know, sorting out the compressed air, you wouldn't need an officer to do that. An enlisted member of the crew would do that, you know. You might click the option with your mouse, you know, do this, and a relevant person, which would be probably any crew member, would go and do that. You wouldn't need an officer to turn on the compressed air. An officer would give the order, and one of the ordinary sailors would just go and do it. Those barrels, unfortunately, do get rather annoying after a while. Oh, don't click on Uboatopia, by the way. If you do that, you'll be taken to an internet screen. So yeah, it just takes you out of the game. Takes you to an internet screen. So that then brings up my crew individually, so it's good I can bring up my crew individually and change the settings, but I don't want to do that at which point. Okay, so crew management, right, so see the officers on board. Okay, there's a schedule of the working hours, so morning shift, evening shift and night shift, so I can configure my officers with shift patterns. Okay, I might do that soon, to be fair. Yeah, I'm going to put in some hours. There we go, I speeded up that for you because it did take me a while to kind of work out what shifts I was going to put the officers on, so, you know, I thought I would save you some of the time it took me to do that. Okay, my time compression stopped completely. Okay, that's annoying.
Zeit für eine Pause. Im Dienst.
Okay, so our mechanic there is still loading and unloading every single torpedo repeatedly. I'm sure the mechanic would probably have other jobs to do as well besides that, and he would probably be working on the engines quite a bit as well, I would imagine. You know, make sure they were in running order. He'd probably be part of the you know, the engine department, maybe the chief engineer, something like that. I've noticed, well, you know, 6,500 time compression is, you know, it's pretty good. But I seem to recall, way back on Silent Hunter 4, you could have a time compression up to 8,000 or even 10,000. I can't remember exactly what the figure was, but, you know, it was a lot higher than this anyway. So I've literally spent quite a lot of time literally just in transit, travelling from one place to another. Okay, so finally closing in on Scapa, which is good. Be interesting to see what we come up against on the way, because we've got to try and sneak in undetected. I mean, Scapa was quite a busy place back in the day, but initially, early on in the war, you know, the defences, unfortunately for myself, well, for my countrymen, were found to be a little bit wanting, because a big ship, I think it was Royal Oak, got sunk while moored up in harbour. Okay, so I've got to get myself to the main anchorage area. That's easy enough. I'll shortly be dropping down the periscope depth because obviously I need to try and sneak in. I'm not going to do that on the surface, especially in quite clear conditions.
Auf Seerohrtiefe gehen.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Okay, let's have a look at these. Okay, so check out the tasks. I've not really looked at much of this at the moment. So this is new to me, I think. I don't recall this being on B128. It might have been, but I don't think it was. Okay, so I do like the way you can schedule the different jobs and tasks for those to do, which is good. Okay, so my chief bosun, I'm going to give him some time on the observation, to be honest, because I do need him swapping out between myself as the captain, you know, covering some of the watch time. So I'm going to adjust these schedules, but don't worry, I'll cut out some of this for you, because I think what I'm going to do, change the schedules though to maybe 6 hours on, 6 hours off type shifts, something like that might work. That'll probably be the best way to do this one. So there we go. Sorry to cut that bit out for you. Right. Yeah, so I'm just trying to work out the schedules quite well. So, you know, the crew get a mixture, they get a bit of a rest and so on, and all the jobs I need done get get covered. So I'm guessing the higher the number, the more time they spend on a particular task. So let's rate his importance on as 5 for the as 9 for the observations, or for the watch time. I'm going to set the mechanic as well a bit of time on the engines, because in reality, you know, I don't think the mechanic would just be doing torpedoes only. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. He would probably be doing other duties as well. Okay, so the radio operator is mostly on the radio, but he's hardly ever on the sonar. So I'm going to adjust that, I think. Yeah, 5 and 5. Make it kind of, you know, a 50-50 split between those two things. Okay, so I can do a new shift, but it's only unassigned as the only available option this time. Maybe that will change later, I don't know. Maybe this will be improved in a later version. Right, so here I am. Here's my position. I'm 11 nautical miles off my assigned target area. Just assigning some sailors to each of my officers here, just to improve their tasks. A little bit of time compression just to get within, just to close in. So I can understand now the maximum time compression only being 140, because obviously I'm travelling through what is probably quite a dangerous area. So that makes sense, you know. Okay, alarm, take your positions, right. Something about detection. Okay.
Jawohl.
I'm close to land. Ah, okay. I'm at a weird angle for some reason.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Zu Befehl. Auf Seerohrtiefe.
What's going on here? Oh, okay, I see. I've run straight into a submarine net. Right, okay. I'm going to have to see if there's a gap in the net somewhere or something. No, I'm going to have to adjust my position slightly.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Jawohl.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Jawohl.
Right, slight course adjustment. Okay, let's get off that net.
Kurs setzen.
Zu Befehl.
So I'm going to be coming in quite close to the land though, that's the trouble. Bit of time compression here, see if I can find a space in the net somewhere. And just adjust my position. Start scraping down the net.
Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi.
I noticed that after I ran into that I ended up running parallel to it. I don't think that would happen.
Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi.
Don't think that's possible.
Zu Befehl.
Okay, let's turn back in now. Oh, okay, again. Okay. So I found yet another torpedo now. Okay. Because a minute ago there was, I'm sure there was a gap, but oh well. So let's adjust my position again. And hopefully there'll be a gap at the other end.
Koordinaten setzen.
Near the land.
Herr Kaloi.
But I don't want to run into the land, that's the thing.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Nope. Talking of which, I am getting close to the land here. Right. Oh yeah, I'm getting very shallow now.
Legen Sie den
Schiffsschrauben,
Kurs
Herr
an.
Kaloi.
Adjust my position. In fact, if I'm not careful, I might have to surface for a little bit as well.
Ei, Herr Kaloi.
Because I'm getting well into the shallows at this point.
Tanks anblasen. Wechseln auf Dieselmotor. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Okay, so I'm running on the surface. Obviously, it's quite light to where I am, so I don't want to be on the surface for too long. Just want to make sure I don't run aground. Let's turn away from the land though, because yeah, I'm in very, very shallow water now. I'm running into two torpedo nets, not just one. Sorry, two submarine nets. Okay. Let's head back on course. Well, I think I'm past the nets, so hopefully I'll be able to head to my assigned target.
Tanks anblasen.
Okay, yeah, down the periscope depth now. Trying to sneak in the best I can. Got a little way to go. There's 7 nautical miles left, so I've covered 5 miles. Let's do a bit of time compression just to sneak in a bit closer.
Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi. Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi. Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi.
Kurs setzen.
Bestätigt.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Sehr wohl, Herr Kaloi. Puh, so müde.
Okay, finally closing in. Right. It's annoying as well that the time compression drops down to like the next one. You know, really. I mean, yeah, okay, it makes sense because if something's happening, if you're in danger, I get it. But there's times where you don't really, want the time compression to drop unless something's actually happening at that moment, or literally about to happen imminently. But sometimes it's just dropping down for like no reason. Aha, that must be our target. Sink Revenge. So here we are now, like I say, we're closing on the target. About to sink this big battleship, or at least try to. 3 of my officers are resting. No, that's not going to happen. My officers will not be resting. We're at war. We're about to do something. Every person will be awake now. Everybody will be up, about, ready for war, ready for action, ready to do something. They'll be at a station, or they'll be prepared to take medical emergencies off their colleagues who are, not on shift and whatever. They'll be, everybody will be ready to do something right now. And also a bit of a dodgy graphics around the around the scope. Okay. Now I'm here now trying to find my target. And I can't, because I can't seem to adjust the periscope in the direction I need, which is basically up. I've raised it up, but I seem to be looking directly at the sea. So I can't seem to find out how to tilt the scope. So I've raised it up to the maximum height. I can rotate it left and right. So I'm guessing this must be a glitch in the game, because, what's going on? Why can't I adjust the scope to the right position? So a bit of a flaw to the game there still, right, okay. I'm just going to try sneak in a little bit closer here. Again, yeah, scope is still totally in the wrong position, so I'll try different angles. No. Raising the scope higher than I really would like to. Doing nothing. Okay, so clearly there's still some serious flaws in this game then, to be honest. Which is a shame, because I know B129 is supposed to be coming towards the end of the development process, apparently. I know they said, the devs did say in an earlier release at one point that there would probably be a B130, and that would kind of be likely to be as far as I would go. But right, okay, so I clicked on the binoculars. That's my target. Can't seem to get the scope to find the target. That's not good. My captain's resting. No, you won't be resting, mate, seriously. So I'm going to have to manually get him to the observation scope and see if that improves anything. Okay, check the map. Okay, so finally, right, so I needed to get the skipper to the observation scope to actually see my target. Right, okay. Better stop my boat. Don't want to run into the battleship. Okay. Change my view so we can get a better view of the ship. Change the filter. Makes it okay, yeah. I need to zoom my view in though. Ah, okay, there we go. Finally got a decent view of the ship. Okay. So firing solution currently 23%. Sorry, 25% actually, I believe. But I do need to bring up the targeting for that. Okay, targeting information. Okay, it's locked on. Yeah. So that's a Nelson class ship. Okay. So it's not a Revenge, it's Nelson class, right. So 34% solution now, okay. Solution's not enough, right. Okay, so yeah, I can select who I want to target the vessel, okay. And again, see, two of my crew members, my mechanic and my radio stroke Solomon. They're resting. You wouldn't be resting, guys. I'm about to attack a battleship. No, get up and get to your positions. The guy cleaning looks funny with a bit of time compression on. He won't be cleaning now either. Why would he be cleaning? He wouldn't be. He'd have more important jobs to do right now. Oh, it's funny watching my captain there, moving around the scope. Okay, so firing solution is nearly complete by looks of things, right? Well, to be fair though, because my skipper is moving the scope around like he wouldn't be because it's fixed on the target, but anyway, not to worry. So according to this, I've got a 100% solution. So let's close 4 tubes. Gonna fire all 4 because a Nelson class is a big battleship.
Bewässert. Rohr 2 fertig. Rohr 3 bewässert. Rohr 4 fertig.
So it makes me laugh that one of the officers was shouting really, really loud about those tubes being closed, and then everyone else is like really quietly whispering. Okay, so the torpedoes are on the way. Hopefully they'll hit. I have enabled realistic torpedoes, by the way, so it's possible there could be duds. I don't know how that's been factored into the game. Okay, so it's been hit, which is good. It's going up well. Excellent serious damage, yeah. Okay, so all 4 torpedoes hit, which is great. I see the ship health is going down, right. Now I'm going to consider getting myself out of here, because all my enemies will be swarming at me now, because obviously I've just sunk a big battleship. It's time to get out of there. Again, schneller. No, guys, that's not the right command. It would be like, okay, ahead 1/3, ahead slow, or something like that. A proper nautical term. Schneller is not a proper nautical term. You know, I know what the word means, but still, no, that's just totally wrong. Okay, so Revenge is sending radio traffic. Okay, so I don't recall being able to intercept enemy radio traffic before, so that's quite a new twist. That's interesting. Looks like Revenge is going down though, which is good. Okay, so Armenia must be an escort or support ship coming in to assist, look for survivors, and obviously try and find me. Yeah, Nelson there is keeling over. Okay, let's try and plan my escape. I do like the map view, especially you can zoom in like this and actually see like the real world what's going on. Yeah, Nelson is done for. Right, see, he's resting. Come on, you know what I mean? I've just sunk an enemy vessel. Enemies are coming for me now, really quickly, and yeah. Okay, so I've got a guy there operating the radio, but I can't send or receive anything or do anything or even do anything with the radio because the officer that I've selected isn't in that position. So these options I just had then about receiving the radio transmissions, I should have already had that just because the other guy was already there doing that job. Okay, yep, HMS Nelson is definitely done for. There's no coming back from that. Yep, she's rolling completely over. Okay, so enemy vessel to the south coming in, must be a destroyer or something, or an escort, corvette, whatever.
Jawohl.
Okay, so inserting the radio takes quite a bit of time. I don't think it would take that length of time, to be honest with you. So, Revenge torpedoed. Okay, yep, we know that. Right.
Zu Befehl.
Okay, I'm going to try and detect the Armenia radio message. Okay, so I couldn't retrieve it, but I got some options there, including playing music or request a resupply. Well, I'm not going to request a resupply right in the middle of Scapa. Height of enemy territory. Just trying to sneak out quite slowly. That's trouble being in a U-boat. Submerged U-boat speeds were very, very limited. You could never outrun a surface vessel, so I'm going to have to try and sneak out best I can. Oh, that vessel, destroyer I believe it is firing in my direction. Okay, so I'm submerged, but yet a destroyer is shooting its main guns in my direction. Yeah, that's not possible. I'm submerged. You wouldn't be firing your guns at me. You'd be trying to, you know, get to my location as quickly as possible. you'd be readying your depth charges. I'm going to see if we can do a firing solution on that vessel load, just in case I get a, good angle on it or something. But yeah, firing your main guns isn't going to do anything, because I'm submerged. If I was on the surface, fine, but I'm not. It's going to increase speed now. Got plenty of capacity in the engines, in the batteries. Increase my depth a bit. Assign maximum crew to the chief engineer. Okay, and my masts are up. They wouldn't be up. I should be able to raise and lower the masts on command, or myself, manually. Because one day I'm trying to sneak out of dodge here. There's no reason for those to be up. And even if you're travelling along at periscope depth normally, your masts would never be up permanently like that. They just wouldn't. Okay, so again, the destroyer is still firing the gun. I'm way too deep now for a 4 or 5 inch shell, whatever size gun it's got, to do anything to me. I'm underwater. It's not going to happen. So it's Corvette class ship. Okay, right. I'm in his Corvette class. So it's probably got about a 4 inch gun. Going to close tube 5, so you'll get a stern shot on it. Not that I can, but maybe I will. Okay, enemies directly overhead, which is not a surprise. He's a lot faster than me. Okay. Depth charges. Oh, okay, gonna try and just position. Here come the depth charges. There's one. Okay, that deck gun still firing is absolutely ludicrous, really is. It's going to increase my speed now. I need to try and get out of there. One was a bit closer, yeah. Okay, so those are quite far away then, because the flashes are not so bright. So I think about adjusting my position here, so we can find a different way back.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Okay, I'm quite close to the bottom as well. And that Corvette is still firing its gun. Really? You can't hit me. I'm just going to do a quick save. Right. Yeah, getting close to the bottom, but I want to try and find deeper water. I seem to be making it out okay so far, though. Okay, good time compression, right? Come on. He seems to be a little bit further away now, although. Oh, okay. He says I've taken damage. Ah, I see what's happened here. I've run aground, right? So stop engines, fix the damage. Yeah, I'm scraping on the bottom, that's what that is. Okay, so one of my crew's already on it. Brilliant, okay. I've also noticed my chef is still cooking. I mean, the chef wouldn't be cooking while we're in danger like this. He'd have other duties, you know. Like maybe trying to save the ship from damage, flooding, anything. So I click stop, but I'm still scraping on the bottom. Okay, interesting. Gonna have to come up to a shallower depth though. And also, one of my periscopes is up. Why? I'm too deep. It's not possible. Oh, okay, they're getting closer. Oh, that was very close. Oh, look at that. Big bright flash, and it's right on top of me. Oh, God, that is close. Now I have got flooding. Right, okay.
20 Meter.
Okay, so one of my crew's on the flood, which is good. I must admit, though, I've noticed that the enemy depth charges didn't seem to be as brutal as they used to be. I know in earlier versions, the moment you got run over by a destroyer or corvette or whatever depth charge, that was pretty much the end of you. So they have made the game a little bit more forgiving, I'll give them that. There's big bright flashes again. Okay, so they're quite close, but not too close. Okay. Let's adjust my position though. Try and head in a different direction. Might be able to escape them, hopefully. Okay, so they're patrolling around, but nobody's... I'll tell you, I was going to say nobody's coming too close. One's run over the top of me, but he didn't depth charge me, so he must have detected me. Okay. Let's come to periscope depth, because I'm in pretty shallow water.
Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi. Schiffsschrauben, Herr Kaloi.
Okay, trying to sneak out now, a bit of time compression. Right. Easier said than done. But nobody seems to coming immediately at me, which is good. There's a few ships there to the north doing some crazy thing, but they're away from me, which is good. Of course, as well, though, I don't know about today's warfare, but I know in World War II, if a vessel drops some depth charges, it was its own sensors were also blinded for a while by the effect of the depth charges going off as well. So, you know, it used to take them a while to refine their target. Let's seem to be sneaking out kind of okay. But the only thing is the time compression keeps dropping like that, you know. So I'm having to keep having the time compression and going nowhere. So that needs fixing. That, you know, whole process is not very good. Because I mean, it should only really drop out if I'm in genuine serious danger, like I'm 100% now going to have to fight or do something. Just because enemies are kind of near, floating around, but not coming to me, you know, that's nah. Should be something written into the program that if an enemy is about to attack you, for sure, to a definite 100%, then by all means, you know, drop the time compression. But when they're not, when they're just sort of milling around near you, close to you, but not coming for you, you know, because it's just frustrating, really. Well, I still haven't got a lot quieter where I am, so I'm hoping I can sneak out of here quite well. But again, see, time compression, click it, and then it goes off. Click it, goes off. Yeah, there's ship propellers detected, but I mean, they are further away now. Come on. I want to try and get home. So I'm basically wasting a lot of time just trying to get the time compression to work, essentially. Again, the periscope is up. Why? There's no reason for the periscope to be up. I'm not, you know, I'm too deep for it to be up anyway. I mean, look, I've got a guy at the attack periscope station looking for targets. I'm at 50 meters. Yeah, there's no reason for the periscope to be up. I'm at 50 meters. I'm too deep. Again, time compression, just so frustrating. I mean, it doesn't appear to be anything in my immediate vicinity. So, okay, so apparently there's defences nearby somewhere, right? Well, I'm coming out a different way, so I'm hoping I'm not going to run into torpedo nets. Okay, so I'm at 40 meters. Okay, have I run aground again? Because all of a sudden I've hit 40 meters. Yeah, I think I might have run aground again. Again, my captain, he's asleep. He's resting. You wouldn't be resting, mate. I'm in danger. You know, we're surrounded by enemies. You'll be helping me navigate my way out of here. Yeah, I've grounded myself. Right, okay. So I need to come to a shallower depth. Enemy propellers nearby. Let's change direction.
Kurs setzen. Aye, aye, Herr Kaloi. So müde.
So one of the crew members now is see, he's tired, he wants to sleep. Well, again, tough, you know. At this moment in time, you know, there is potential danger nearby. Oh, queued, 5 messages are queued. So I can earn some renown points if I send them all off. So my mechanic it is, yeah, he's doing his torpedo tube thing. 1 or 2 tubes, sleep. 1 or 2 tubes, sleep. Okay, I'm far enough away now I think I can surface. We're on diesel engines instead because I need to charge my electric motors. I've noticed as well, actually, to be fair, electric motors now do last a lot longer than they used to, which is good, and so does the oxygen. So that's good. So that's been improved. Oxygen and battery charge has been improved. That's good. Oh yes, and crew morale discipline also has been worked as well. That's good. Okay, so I'm out of Scapa, heading around Scotland, and then bring down the southeast coast of the UK, or southeast coast of England. Can increase my speed for a bit. I've got enough fuel to make it all the way back, which is good. Message is sent. I do like the way if you hover over the speed gauge, yeah, it tells you. So if you hover over the fuel at the top, it tells you the length of your journey, and then obviously how much fuel you've got and whether it's enough, and so on. That's pretty good. So if I plot my course now all the way back to La Rochelle, and then check that gauge. There we go, 17% fuel. Yeah, I've got more than enough fuel to get myself back. Okay, brilliant. Maximum time compression though, still only 140. That's annoying. Oh, beautiful looking day on the surface there. Okay, come on, I need a bit more time compression really. 140 is a bit too slow now. I don't appear to be in any kind of immediate danger either. I'm miles off the coast of Scotland, so there's no reason why my time compression is only 140. Okay, time compression thing's still a bit ridiculous. Come on. I'm more than far away. So that's my crew on duty. Okay. Checking my discipline levels and so on, so that doesn't affect my discipline. Type 5 crew on duty, that's good. I can see my discipline, which is basically the iron cross up of the top of the bar there. It seems to be going down very slightly, but nothing major, which is good. Yeah, the time compression does need to be reworked out. This is ridiculous.
So müde.
Finally, maximum time compression.
Melde mich zum
Excellent.
Dienst.
It's more like it. Okay, now my crew are a bit tired and get some sleep. That's fine now. We're not in any kind of danger. That's brilliant.
Zeit für eine Pause. Melde mich zum Dienst. Zeit für eine Pause. Melde mich zum Dienst. Ah, so müde.
Okay, finally heading home.
So müde.
Shell, I believe it is.
So müde.
Yeah, those barrels get really, really annoying.
Melde mich zum Dienst.
I wish there was a way to turn those barrels off. They're just, yeah,
So müde.
so frustrating.
Melde mich zum Dienst. Zeit für eine Pause.
Okay, I'm in shallow air, that's fine, but I'm on the surface, so it's all good.
Im Dienst.
Okay, so time compression's kicking me out again. What I want to do is get home to Wilhelmshaven, sorry, home to La Rochelle, to my base. Come on, shouldn't be that difficult. Okay, so I'm docked at base now, I think, which is good. Finally. Yep, there we are. So let's see how I did on my patrol. So that's the money from before. Okay, so that's the recruiter. That's the warehouse. Where's the patrols? Patrols officer. Okay, leading officer, what's he?
Beim BDU wird viel über ihre letzte Patrouillenfahrt geredet.
And what's he doing? Impressed with my patrol? Brilliant. Okay, that's what I want. I noticed on the squad car there the flags still don't move. Interesting. So my options ask for a different assignment. Well, I don't want to, because I've already completed my assignment. I got into Scapa. I sunk the big ship. I got home. Yep, telling me to attack Scapa Flow, which I've already done, so that should have cleared. Okay then guys, well thank you very much indeed for watching. So, in conclusion, all I can say is there has obviously been some improvements and tweaks to the game, which is great. I do appreciate that. I appreciate how developers have sorted out the English text on things like the torpedo tubes, correctly call them tubes, correctly referencing the fact that the recruits, you know, in the Kriegsmarine or in the military are brilliant. That's all good. I do like the fact that you can set the difficulty level and the crew management levels. That's new things. That's good as well. I also like the new way that you know, missions become available to you. And, you know, you go onto the screen, you can select if you want to take Scapa Flow, you want to go off somewhere else and sink, you know, a load of shipping. Brilliant. That's all good as well. I appreciate all of that stuff. However, there are still a lot of issues in this game, right? Bugbear number one: stern torpedo tube from the outside of the U-boat Still looks absolutely nothing like a Type 7C U-boat at all. Not even close. It's absolutely rubbish. It's complete and utter crap. That needs to be revamped. It's useless. It's bad. It's horrible. That needs to be sorted out. Okay, so that's that. Then also as well, you know, the mechanics for plotting your directions. You know, I had to click, I had to get to Scapa Flow. I clicked, that was the location, and you know, lower down the map, it was all nicely plotted out, avoiding land masses and so on and so forth. Very, very good. And then according to the plot, I had to cut across Scotland, like across the actual land itself, to get to Scapa. Clearly an impossibility. Clearly then there is still a flaw in that area. Also as well, you know, I've done the mission to my knowledge. You know, I got into Scapa, I sunk the big ship, I got home again. But for some unknown reason that I cannot fathom at all, I've not completed the mission, even though I have. You know, the Nelson ship, HMS Nelson, was completely rolled over on its side. It was done, it was sunk. But according to the game mechanics, it's an incomplete mission still, and I've got to go back there and try and complete a mission that I've already completed. So, you know, the game's 2.5 years old. We shouldn't be having these problems anymore. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my content. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please keep watching my channel and watching the rest of my videos. Thank you.